We are in a sacred ancient place, where peace seems to have a permanent home, suddenly confronted by a fury of nature so overwhelming that the faith of hundreds of people was tested to the limit. What happened next, at the Golden Temple in India, in the face of an unprecedented storm, defies logic and points to something much greater, leaving an incredible testimony of protection and hope that we will share with all of you now. But first, I want to ask that you, right now, write in the comments the names of people and family members you know need prayer. And we will include each of these names in our main prayer with the rosary that we will be making soon, connecting their supplications to our faith. To understand the depth of this event, we need to mentally transport ourselves to the Golden Temple, or Harmandir Sahib, as it is known in Amritsar, India. This is not just a place of worship. It is a sanctuary of stunning beauty, its gleaming marble and gold architecture reflected in the tranquil waters of Sarovar, the sacred lake that surrounds it. It is the spiritual heart of the Sikhs, a people of faith and bravery, but its aura of peace and inclusiveness attracts pilgrims and tourists of all religions and from all over the world. On that particular day, the sidewalks were filled with worshippers from various locations, their voices mingling in prayers and songs, their minds and hearts open to receive the serenity that this blessed place offers, in an atmosphere of profound spirituality and mutual respect that transcended any cultural barriers. The sun was already beginning to set on the horizon when a subtle yet ominous change began to take shape in the sky. No one paid it much attention at first, accustomed as they were to the region's varied climate, but the air grew heavy, an eerie silence overtook the usual hubbub, and a swift darkness swallowed the orange light of the setting sun. The clouds gathered with breathtaking speed like lead, and the winds began to whisper before roaring. It was as if nature were setting the stage for a grand and terrifying spectacle, announcing an abrupt transformation of the idyllic setting into a prelude to something more intense, a premonition that chilled the spine, but which many, wrapped in their meditations and chants, still did not fully grasp the imminent danger. In a matter of minutes, the serene beauty of the Golden Temple was engulfed by a storm of epic proportions. Howling winds battered the walls and arches, while rain fell like a deluge, turning the waters of the Sarovar into a terrifying whirlpool. Lightning streaked the sky with blinding intensity, followed by deafening thunderclaps that seemed to shake the very foundations of the earth. Panic erupted. The hundreds of people, previously immersed in devotion, now ran for shelter, their screams mingling with the roar of the storm. It was utter chaos, the fury of nature exposed in its most primal and devastating form, leaving everyone terrified, fear visible in their eyes and uncertainty hanging heavy over the sanctuary, which for a moment seemed to have lost its inviolability in the face of such brute force. It was amidst this cacophony of terror and despair that something remarkable, and completely inexplicable, began to happen. As many cowered and prayed fervently, a deep, though temporary silence seemed to descend upon the hearts of some of the faithful. Amidst the chaos of the elements, a strange, unifying sensation of a gentle yet unshakable presence began to permeate the air. It was not a vision shared equally by all, but rather a collective feeling of maternal support, a serene and protective force that soothed the most afflicted hearts. Some described it as a tender light, others as a subtle aroma, but most felt an indescribable peace fill the void left by fear, as if a divine and welcoming figure were watching over them, as Our Lady would embrace her children in a moment of utter helplessness, regardless of their individual faith. And then the unbelievable happened. At the height of the storm, when destruction seemed inevitable, a breathtaking phenomenon unfolded. The storm, which seconds before had raged with infernal ferocity, simply began to recede, as if an invisible hand were calming it. The winds suddenly subsided, The torrential rain gave way to a fine drizzle, and the lightning and thunder were replaced by a reverent silence. Even more shocking and miraculous, at the end of the storm that seemed to have come to destroy everything, the Golden Temple remained unscathed. No serious damage was recorded to its structures, and most incredible of all, there were no injuries among the crowd that moments before had been at the mercy of nature. It was as if an invisible yet powerful barrier had been erected to protect everyone and the sanctuary, leaving a trail of bewilderment and a profound sense of gratitude in the air. The end of this story was not only the cessation of the storm, but the establishment of a peace that transcended any human explanation. The worshippers, previously in panic, emerged from their shelters stunned, but with a supernatural calm in their eyes. Their initial surprise gave way to silent respect and, finally, to a sense of profound spiritual connection. There were no noisy celebrations, but a silent, shared understanding that they had witnessed something that escaped our world. They knelt not only in gratitude for physical safety, but also for the renewal of their faith, feeling a message of love and protection that life had sent them, tangible proof that, even in the darkest and most threatening moments, there is a greater force watching over us, capable of calming not only the storms of nature, but also those of the human soul. This story is not just about a temple in India. It resonates with our own daily journey. How often do we feel caught in the midst of personal, financial, health, or emotional storms, where fear tries to paralyze us? Like the faithful in the Golden Temple, we are called to maintain our unshakable faith, to seek this protective presence that can manifest itself in our lives in mysterious and wonderful ways. Daily prayer, the preaching of peace, the forgiveness that soothes our hearts, and the pursuit of more conversions and greater faith are our tools to navigate these storms, strengthening our hope and our conviction that we are not alone. If you have people in your heart who need a miracle or a blessing, peace or healing, please write their names in the comments right now, and we will add them to our main prayer with a rosary, uniting our voices in a powerful chain of faith. What did this story mean to you? What is your opinion on the power of faith and prayer in the face of such extraordinary events? Share your reflections with us in the comments below. Your perspective is very important to us. If this message touched your heart and inspired you, please like this video and don't forget to subscribe to the channel so that more stories like this can reach and strengthen the faith of many people, and so we can continue together on this journey of hope and spirituality.